it's something that easily that you can say out loud. Okay, so that's why a lot of people can just mention that they have time management issues. Okay, what is your problem? Oh, you not having a good time management, so that's why you're stressed. Okay, instead of admitting that you are stressed, people will say, come on, I mean, what is it that you want to stress about? You have family, you are doing, PhD. Okay, so you come to the countries that you want to. Okay, so that is where sometimes people don't really agree that you're supposed to be stressed. Okay, so that is something that we want to understand. What is actually we're having and how we want to handle what other people perceptions as well. Okay, the good thing is if you know why you're stressed. Okay, when I ask what made you stress most, if you know the answer, what made you stress, that is good. Okay, that is better than if you don't know. Some people, when people ask, why you stress? What made you stress? Okay, I don't know. Maybe this and that, but I don't think so. So I don't know. It's much more dangerous or hazardous compared to those who actually know why they stress. Okay, so if you think that you one of the person who I don't know, so that is something that you got to reflect. Hey, is it something? Is it some little things that I actually try to suppress? So that would be good to actually to admit that you are stressed. Second is everything make me stress. So some people who don't know to the extreme that everything make me stress. Okay, so this is also the people who also I'm concerned, because if everything make you stress, you're going to be so burdened. Okay, so there are lots of things that could actually affected your postgraduate journey or your study journey. So that is something that where are you? You look at yourself. I'm the one who able to tell that I'm stressed, or I don't know person, or everything make me stress, right? Okay, so regardless whether you know why you're stressed, whether you don't know why you're stressed, or everything make you stress, that is the reason. Okay, you must know why you are here. Okay, so that is most important that we want to know. Sometimes you're not sure. Is it stress or is it something else? Is it stress or actually I am having more than that, that is depression? Or is it stress or is it something that my family actually carries something that affected me now? Okay, most important, people sometimes confuse with the impact of stress. Okay, so some examples here, like you actually frustrated. So that's why instead of saying that you're frustrated, the easiest way to say is you stress. Sometimes you're actually confused or prolonged confused that lead to stress. Or actually, you're not stressed. You are angry. You're angry towards your supervisor. You're angry towards your progress. You're angry towards the management. Okay, so that is something that lead you having the stress condition. Or it can be there is something happen, but it's really affected your personality. You think that you are not worth it. You think that whatever that you do is not being heard. You're not being respected. So that's why it's affected your self-esteem, your self-worth. So that is where you stress. Or it's also affected your confidence level. You are straight A student, but when you come to UPM, you're doing your PhD, somebody criticizes you. Somebody say that your idea is not good. So that's affected your confidence. So that's why you're stressed. Or to the extent there are people who are at the extreme end. So they thought that this is all nonsense. These are all no longer worth it. I'm so stressed to the extent that I don't think living is any longer valid to me. So ending my life, I think that will resolve all the issues that I'm having now. Okay, so those who have suicidal ideation, suicidal behavior, so that is something that if in case one of you, any of you are here, okay, please seek help as soon as possible. Yeah, because it is normal to have frustrated. It is normal to confuse. It is normal to be angry. It is normal that somewhere in our life that we feel something that's affected our confidence and self-esteem, but it is not normal to have suicidal thoughts. Yeah. Okay. And then most important, sometimes people don't really see the impact until that is actually affected their time management. How? That is where you start to have absentees. You started not to go to see your supervisor, you skip class, you forget the appointments, you can't make it on time, right? So that is where one of the red flag to say that something that is affecting yourself is about how you manage the time. So in order to manage your time, it's not about the time, but it's actually about how you handle, how you cope with your stress level. Okay, so the thing is, the time is running. The time is running. How much time that we want to dedicate to manage our stress? Because we have class, we have exam, we have submission. Okay, so when is actually the time that I want to manage when I have submission deadlines? Okay, when I want to manage myself when I have something that more urgent compared to my condition. So that is where, first of all, we must respect that everyone have your own timeline throughout your lifetime. So what is timeline? Timeline means everyone is given your own memory, your own past, okay, your own past history, your own way of experience that you been brought up. Okay, so we cannot bring ourselves. There's no technology, there's no medication, there's no technique that we can learn to bring ourselves to the past. Okay, same goes to the future. We don't have technology, we don't have medication, we don't have any techniques that can bring us to the future. But one most important and guaranteed is we can focus at present. What is it that I'm doing now? What is I want to plan now? What is it I want to think now? Okay, who can help me now? Okay, so that by focusing at the present, we can plan day by day, we can plan weekly, we can plan monthly our future, what we want it to be. Okay, so believe that everyone is given 24 hours, no one is exceptional, okay, and then everyone have their own past history, and then what is it that we can do for the past? We just take lesson learned from the past. You have, I believe, to come to the extent of PhD level, master's level, you have gone through your primary school, high school, matriculation school, foundation time. So there are lots of things that you have actually gone through, went through. You have your own way of coping to the extent where you are now today. So that is where we want to understand that time is slow when you wait, but time is fast when you are late. Okay, so that is where most important is the time is determined by your feelings and your psychological condition and not by the 24 hours clock. Okay, so before we start, I would like to ask permission to everyone to allow me to share my postgraduate experience a little bit, okay, to convince you, to reassure you why I'm the one who be invited to this topic. Okay, so I started my postgraduate journey in Edinburgh University, Australia. It was in Perth, Western Australia, so the left side of the map. Okay, so this is my second overseas destination after Thailand. Thailand was my first international countries that I went to. And it was 2000 to 2002, so it's about 24 years ago. And I was single that time, so we thought that being single, you don't really have much stress. And I was in a scholarship, so again, financial is not so much stressful to me at that moment, alhamdulillah, okay? But what is my main stressor, okay? Life, okay, if you don't being having a stress moment, you are in a comfort zone, so you can achieve a lot of things. You study well, you have a circle of friends, you can do lots of activities, you're happy, okay, so you are enjoying your all the moments that you are doing there. But one big thing that happened to my life was in 2001. So the 2001 means actually towards the end of my second last semester of my master's. Okay, for those who didn't know this history, because maybe you just born, okay, all right. So in 2001, there was September 11th. So there was a tragedy, tragic stories and histories in US. Okay, so that is where Muslim were. Or maybe that was the significant time that Muslim was called terrorists. So that is where I was the only Muslim in my class. So I got a letter saying that I got to stop I failed my master's and I have to go back to Malaysia. And that time I was like, hello, I passed all my exam. And as a clinical psychology, we do practicum. Practicum means we do see patients in a psychiatric hospitals. And I passed all my practicum. So when I received the letter, I submit it to student court. So they have a student court to fight for your rights. So that is where I won that argument. So I replied officially. I gather all signature from my colleagues, from my supervisors, from my lecturers to say that I can't be expelled. I can't go back without completing my master's because I'm a sponsored student. Okay, and there's no evidence that I'm terrorist. Okay, so there is no even family history about involving in this September 11. So that is all the justification, and I won. And that person who accused me being expelled from the university, and he was that time was an associate professor. Okay, so that is something that you got to really get up. Okay, if you know you are right. Okay, if you know, yes, you are stressed, but I am stronger than my stress. Okay, so that is where I complete my master's as planned and able to submitted my papers at that time to Q4 journals. Okay, so these are all my supervisors who helped me, and then this is I give the evidence that I have a very good relationship with my supervisors, with my other lecturers as well in the department. Okay, to show that this is not something that I'm fighting anyone. Okay, throughout my life until today. Okay, so that is where whenever, any time in your life that you've been hit, people knock you down, okay, you must have a strong will to prove that you are able to actually to overcome it with all the evidence that you can support your justification that time. Okay, same goes to the viva, same goes to the anything that happened in your life. Okay, when you have a strong reason why you start and why you must complete your master's or your PhD, I believe that lots of things that you can win. Okay, next, after master's, PhD. Okay, so I went back to Malaysia, working for one year before I continue my PhD. And then I went, initially thought that I can finish everything at the university, but yeah, being human, I also affected. Before my hatred accumulated, so I changed the university. I applied the other side of the country, in the Brisbane, Gold Coast area. That is the University of Queensland. Yeah, so here, the journey is quite beautiful from 2003 to 2007. Okay, so what happened? As usual, as I believe that you've gone through as well, that we started with the proposal. When I submitted my proposal, this is in Australia as well, yeah. My family said that I've got to marry someone. So I married to someone through family arrangement. And I said, wait, let me, because when you submit proposal in one semester, right? Okay, so towards the end of the first semester, like how some people here are in the first semester, right? Okay, so this is what the same experience. At the end of the first semester, I passed my proposal defense, okay, and I got married. Okay, so I just quickly come back to Malaysia and then back to Australia to continue my data collections and whatnot. Okay, during the data collection, I get pregnant, and this is my first child born. Was it stress or not stress? Okay, of course it is stressful, but then we decided that my husband will take care of my child, so only me who actually alone during my PhD time in Australia. So, but still, again, I'm a mother now. Okay, PhD is also important, but married to someone who are strangers. Also, I need to get myself to understand. Okay, and act as a wife as well and a mother. Okay, so that is some kind of adjustment that I've gone through. Okay, and then more the second period of data collection, I believe, because it took me 1.5 hours, 1.5 years to do the data collection. That time was so stressful. Okay, so that time was so stressful because of the sample size calculation. Okay, so some of you, I'm sure that you have a similar experience as well to meet the sample size calculations of that. Because I did on leukemia, so there are lots of patients who actually, when I follow up, they pass away. So that is where I got to find another sample to meet my sample size number. So that is where I went to Hajj for the Muslim. I believe majority of you are Muslim, yeah. So I went to Hajj. I know I can pray anywhere, but I took a break. Okay, my supervisor said it's okay. I went to Christmas because that time the Hajj is actually fall into Christmas and January, so December and January. So that is where I went to January to perform Hajj. Okay, and to decide that I want to continue my PhD. Okay, so that was a fragile decision that I really want to quit my PhD. Yeah, so it is not easy, and I got having child, and I actually pregnant another second child. That is where the time that I did my analysis stage, I delivered my second child. Okay, so you see the face, the struggle, the family commitment, the study commitment, the patient's commitment, all that. Okay, so it was a really stressful moment. Okay, and then with a good discussion, mutual discussion with my husband. So that is where I am free. I saw that. You saw that? I'm free to write up. Okay, so I just inform my husband that this is the crucial stage of my PhD time. I need to focus to write up, to submit my thesis. Okay, so that is where it's a free time during the write up phase. And then that is where towards the graduation time, I graduate on time for 3 years. That is where I deliver my third child as soon as my graduation. Okay, so this is looks like, oh, just pregnant and then just do PhD, nothing, right? But a lot more that I actually do to enjoy my PhD journey. That when I was having the first child, I went back to Malaysia. So after before I deliver, I went to Beijing conference to presented and published my first paper. And then the second child, I did the same. Just before my delivery, I went to Thailand conference and then I published my second paper. And then third paper as well before my write-up. So that is where towards the end, before graduation, I went again to Japan conference. And then that is where I published my fourth paper. And after graduation, there's one more paper that I published. Altogether is 5 papers with 3 kids, okay, alone in the country that you're far away from your family, but believe that why I'm here, why I'm doing PhD, why I get married, why I want to do this, because there is a reason behind it. Okay, right. So I hope that you learned something. Okay, so maybe we don't have time to share your thoughts because of the time. So let me continue. Okay, right. So what is stress? Okay, so stress is, you just imagine when you're calm, when you relax, that is a stressor in your life. Okay, it can be small, it can be big, it can be repeated, it can be very life-threatening stressor. Okay, so that is where it is, whether it is small, whether it's a big stressor, it's the same way brain detects the danger and they'll send alarm there. So that creates the adrenal glands to secrete the stress hormone. Okay, so that is adrenaline and cortisol in our body. So that will actually affect the stress receptor in our body and brain. Okay, so that give alarm reaction for us to do what or to don't do what. Okay, so that is where after some time, when you get through the moment of the stress, high stress level, so that is where you will come back to the stage of there's no longer alarm response when you have submitted your thesis, or the viva is over, the exam is over, or the person who I hate was no longer in my life. Okay, so that is where you come to the stage or to the cycle phase of calming yourself, and you're doing okay. All right, so that is the stress response system, like for everyone. Okay, no one is exceptional, because this is how our brain and behavior influences our body when we have stress. Okay, so stress is part of human being. So it is automatic. Okay, so it is the way we respond, because if we don't do, okay, it is more dangerous to our body if we don't actually respond to the stressors, okay, be it physical or mental, because through adrenaline, through the chemical that produced in our body, that is we have the fight and flight response in our brain. Okay, so that is where it gives the decision, the idea, what is actually to do, okay, to fight or to withdraw from the stressor. Okay, so basically, in terms of what actually creates stress for some people, it can be summarized as nuts. Okay, all right, so before you're going nuts, you must know what is actually the factor that could actually make you stress. So one, it can be novelty. Novelty means something that you have little or no control, or is something new to you. Okay, so for instance, you coming from the countries that has no traffic jam. Okay, but when you are here, okay, maybe from Serdang to, or South City to UPM, okay, so instead of taking just 10-15 minutes, okay, when during traffic it is more, can be 1 hour or whatnot, okay, or some illness. Okay, you are healthy throughout your life, but then when you started, you do your masters, that you've been diagnosed on certain diagnosis. So that is something that is new, novelty. Second is unpredictable. Okay, you think everything is okay, out of blue, your supervisor detects some mistake. Your supervisor say that you got to redo your proposal and whatnot. So without knowing that you are doing any mistake, so that is where something also could happen, unpredictability. Okay, and then threats to the ego, something that is really bring you to challenge your mastery and achievement level. Okay, so this is usually related to something that quite positive. Okay, something like new course, new job, new position. Okay, so that is where it's threatening your comfort zone. Yeah, so that is where it can be threatening, prolonged threatening as well, to the extent that you are having stress. Yeah, and then when something that is beyond your ability to control. Okay, so that is where when you be tested. Okay, so that is where then only you know that you are not able to control this, you are not used to it. So that is where it create unpleasant, it create uncertainty and whatnot. So that is where it can lead to stress condition. Okay, so let's have watched this video to understand how our emotion actually come from the way our brain perceive the stressor. Okay.
When we hear the word emotion, most of us think of love, hate, happiness, or fear. Those strong feelings we experience throughout life. Our emotions are the driving force behind many of our behaviors, helpful and unhelpful. Just where do our emotions come from? Our brain is wired to look for threats or rewards. If one is detected, the feeling region of the brain alerts us through the release of chemical messages. Emotions are the effect of these chemical messages traveling from our brain through the body. When our brain detects a potential threat, our brain releases the stress hormones adrenaline and cortisol, which prepare us for a fight or flight response. When we detect or experience something rewarding, such as someone doing something nice for you, our brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, or serotonin. These are the chemicals that make us feel good and motivate us to continue on the task or behavior. In these instances, the feeling region of the brain kicks in before the thinking part. Sometimes the reactions of the feeling brain are so strong that it dominates our behaviors and we're unable to think rationally in the moment. Our emotions hijack our brain. While many of our emotional responses happen subconsciously, our thinking can influence our emotions, and sometimes this can be unhelpful. Just thinking about something threatening can trigger an emotional response. This is where we can manage our emotions with conscious thinking. Our emotions play a powerful role in the way we experience the world. Understanding and regulating our emotions through our thoughts and behaviors can help us take greater control of our brain and achieve our goals.
Okay, so the reason I share this video, because a lot of time when we stress, we have the tendency to blame the external factors. Okay, so the thing that we want to learn today, before we blame the external factors, there's something that we can actually have a look at the internal factors that contribute to stress level. So first thing that we must understand that as much as possible that we have the answer of our whys. A lot of time when we stress, when we are in very stressful condition, depressed, anxious, there are lots of whys that coming up in our mind. Okay, why I'm here? Why me? Why not? Why now? Okay, so that is something that you must prepare the answer as much as possible. Okay, so that is where you must know why you actually continue your masters. Is it because you cannot find job? Is it because you have no money? You want to upgrade your life, your family condition, or is it that you don't have you don't have anything to do, so that's why you continue your masters or PhD? Or is it because someone push you? You have to do your postgraduate studies, or you got no choice, or you don't know why. Okay, so as much as possible, even though no one asks, try to understand the reason I'm here because of what. Okay, so the moment you have the answer, the more you are able to control the neurotransmitters in brain. Okay, so without you are actually consciously being hijacked by the stress hormones. Okay, next, why I choose UPM? Okay, maybe you came from very good universities, and when you are experienced here in UPM, you experience a different way. Okay, different management, different administration, different way of doing the system. Okay, different supervisor, different expectation. You got to redo your proposal. Okay, so you must know why I have to change my research topic, why I choose this supervisor. Okay, towards the extent of, you must know what is actually the purpose of your life. If you got your masters, if you got your PhD, what that means to you? What does that means to your family? Okay, what that means to your life? Okay, so that is all the answers that think about it whenever that you have time, whenever that you're busy with your study, you're okay. The question of why not popping up in your mind. But when you have nothing, when you are putting in lower stage, so that is a question of why keep popping in your mind. So that is where it will bother your stress level, and that is where it will that this really needs how you actually cope at that time. So that's why the answer of your whys, you make it clear as soon as today. Okay, right. So that is where, whenever that you have a lot of issues related to admission, I believe that people have to apply to the system, especially in UPM. Yeah, so that is where why I have problems during the admission. Is it too many info in the website? Is it I couldn't find the information at all? Or is it because I cannot ask, or because I can't wait the response, or is it because of the visa issue? Is it because of the requirement that there's one requirement that I couldn't meet? Is it because of my proposal, or is it because my supervisor ghosting me? Is it because of my metric number registration course taking so long time to enroll compared to my friends? Okay, so the moment that you've been challenged, okay, that the moment that you know that this is unpleasant, this is not comfortable, this is not I'm not happy about it. So that is where you go back to your whys. Okay, why I'm here, why I'm being tested, why I'm being challenged here. So that is where from the answers of whys just now, you can start to come and accept those challenges and move on. Okay, so that is where, because for some of you, maybe you are in the second semesters onwards, so that is where you have already started your journey. So that is where another phase of stressor that you are dealing with. Okay, you want to find journals, you got rejected from journals, you whether pass or not your proposals, okay, you get a helpful or not helpful supervisor, okay, any penalty because you send something late, TS11, some documentation, okay, you're not aware of the form, you're not aware of the deadlines, okay, you have any internal or external factors that contribute throughout the journey. Okay, so everything's okay, admission is okay, academic is okay, but you got call from your family, something happened, blah, blah, blah. So that is where something that is where will affect it. Okay, your wave, your journey in the beginning of your study. Okay, and the thing is how good you able to go through this 2 years or 3 years journey is never end. Because even after graduation, you successfully publish 1 paper, 2 paper, high impact factor journals, okay, it never end, okay? Can you secure a job? Okay, you are very good student, you are very, you publish in a good journals, but why 2 companies rejected my application? Okay, why do I need to pursue another higher study? Because I didn't get a job during my undergraduate, then that's why I continue my master's. So I didn't get a job during master's, so I continue my PhD. And now what? You want to continue more because of that? Or you're graduated, but your certificate is not recognized by your government, okay? Or do you think all these 3 years, is it worth it? Okay, or sometimes you are a very good student, but you are not being respected, or some challenges during the convocation, or you have problems with your family, with your sponsors, or everything was okay, colorful, nice, and then once you graduated and then you get married, and then you have another stressor. Okay, now then only you said everything was okay before, but now getting married is even difficult compared to finishing my PhD. Is it like that? Or is it something that you want to see differently, how you actually maneuver the life with throughout the academic journey towards your future life? So that is something always back to your answers of your whys. Okay, so that is simple tips and step that you got to do whenever that you have any stressors that disturb your life. Okay, so because sometimes when we plan, okay, we thought we want it, it becomes straightforward. We want it every straight line. Okay, but the reality, all this up and down that we have to go through, okay, that make us have a different level of achievement towards the end. Okay, because every up and down, it gives you a lesson on its own. Okay, only you can define how that reflects to what is the meaning of your life, what is actually the answers of your whys in the beginning. Okay, right. So let's go to this case one. Fiona Sean is a not real name, but this is a real case. It's a first year social science student, first time travel overseas, struggle to speak or write in English or learn bahasa, had to make friends because of the language. Supervisor was nice, but asked her to go back to her own origin country because she's a smart student. Okay, but then because of the language, a lot of things that she struggled to complete, and she cried almost every day. She isolates herself, sleep, and appetite also change. Okay, if you are the Fiona Sean, okay, if you are the case, what would you do? Okay, so can you use the chat box? You can suggest anything. What is your thoughts? If you are in this case, what would you do? What is your decision? What is your thoughts about this case? What would you, what kind of action that you're going to take? I believe that at this stage, everyone is familiar with the chat box Okay, so what you're gonna do? Seek help. Good. Thank you, Pintao. Hope I pronounce it correctly. Okay, any more? Any more? If you choose to go back, okay, go for counseling, uh, improve your enroll in English program, anything. I'll plead with my supervisor that I can still continue. Good, Ben. Okay, accept the reality of the situation and move on. Cool. Meditation. Okay, good. Any more I read one or two answers. Believe yourself and concentrate more than you will do and try to move on. Change supervisor, improve English, talk to someone, talk to supervisor, talk to co-supervisor. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you'll be have a good idea as well. You can have different opinion. Okay. Change the mindset and move on. Go back and study in your own country. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Very good. Some of the answers that is actually what Fiona did. She went to our Universiti PKU, and she was referred to our clinic. Okay, so that's she didn't have to actually to travel back. Okay, so that's some of the suggestion that you put in the chat box just now are correct. Very good, very helpful. So she did enroll in English. Okay, so she did ask the co-supervisors if in case that if in case that something that she can also get some help from there. Okay, and she continued and passed, and now she's in her own origin country. Okay, because this is a quite long case already. Okay, so next, what I want to do is to ask you true or false. Okay, ready? It is 1 hour, okay? So feel free to have your own break because I'm just going to continue because of the time that I want to spend for all the slides, okay? Feel free to have your own water or light food, yeah? Okay, so again, ready your chat box? You answer true or false, okay? All stress are bad, true or false? False, okay, very good. Okay, let me explain. Here, whenever that you don't have stress, okay, everything okay, nothing, no pressure, okay, no serious things that you got to motivate yourself, yeah, you are in very boring period, so that is called eustress. Okay, eustress means the moment that you don't really have nothing, but you just waiting for something to give more pressure in your life, so that's called eustress. Okay, so the moment that you are started to give your focus, and if you this is where you have lots of motivation, this is considered healthy tension, and to the time that you achieve the optimum stress, that is where you can actually you are at the peak performance of your activities, of your life, of your exact time, of your mood, all that. So that is where if it is prolonged, if it is not in the period that is optimum, if you continue, it can from healthy, it can lead to a stage of fatigue. Okay, so that is where you started to have to feel exhausted because of the workload of stress is started to eating up your body system. So that is where if it is keep going, is continue in the sickness period, okay, exhaustion period. So that is where you can get panicky, anxious, anger, and then you experience burnout, breakdown, and you can actually it can actually lead to some kind of disease. Okay, it can be physical disease, it can be mental disease. So that is something that we want to understand. The moment that we are okay, say you just imagine the period after exam, the period after you finish something, okay, you feel empty, you feel okay, you feel relaxed, okay, until you come to the another next stress level. So that is where you must make sure that you are in the optimum level of stress, so you're able to juggle lots of things before you get fatigued, exhausted and whatnot. Okay, so that is the period in between okay, from optimum stress to the overload stress. Okay, so that is the moment that we want to really be very careful before we go down to the period of burnout and breakdown. Okay, so that is where not all stress is bad. Stress is good. Okay, and we need stress. Okay, in order to motivate, in order for us to give our full focus and also to achieve the highest performance in our life. Okay, next, stress will not hurt you. True or false? Stress will not hurt you. Come on, nothing. It's just stress. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so this is the explanation. From stress, okay, it can, if it is too prolonged, if it's too long that you handle the stress in exams, stress in, you just imagine exam is finished, but you still continue to feel anxious, to think about what you have answered, to think about the marks and whatnot, okay? So prolonged stress in medical context is more than 3 months. Yeah. So in one particular time that you have any stress that affected you, so you don't bring the stress level more than 3 months. Okay, because after more than 3 months, it becomes chronic. So that is where it can lead to some kind of disorder. So that is where it will affect our nervous system. So that is where it will go to any sensitivity of our body. Some people just get some muscle tension, like that is where they've got migraine, chronic headache, so some people have nerve sensitization, so they got so fatigued, they got unexplained tiredness, yeah, and also some people could actually have some chronic condition, maybe because of the stress, they can't actually have a good healthy diet, so they are just sedentary, they don't do anything physical or movement, so that is where it leads to some other conditions like reflux condition, and then that leads to the diabetes, cardiovascular disease, endocrine disease and whatnot. Okay, so that stress is not something that we should take lightly, because when it's come to chronic stress, it can lead to a loss of other unhealthy conditions to our life. Next, what stress you out also stress me out. Okay, so that means when your friends stress, you also stress. True or false? If your mom stress, you also feel stress. If your best friend stress, you also want to feel stress. Okay, some people's answer is true. Okay, thank you, Khadija. You answer false. The answer is false. Okay, so what does that mean? When somebody immediate stressor, okay, so be it parents or best friends, your roommates, okay, so people who are near to you, when they stress, it is not necessary that you will be stressed out as well. Okay, so you may be affected. Okay, but if you have a good coping skills, you won't be stressed as how your friends having the stressful condition. Okay, so that is where we want to learn today. Okay, how we can actually take care of our body, our mental, our cognition, in order to make sure that we are not affected by whatever immediate instant stressor that around our life. Okay, so that is something as a skill that we need to learn. Okay, because we never know. Our parents can be toxic. Our roommates can be unpredictable. Okay, our supervisors can be even more than you expected. So that is something that we need to make sure that yes, you are stressed, yes, you are angry, but doesn't mean that you are be involved in your life as well. Okay, so that that's the meaning of we can actually control ourselves not to involve in other people's stress. Next is no symptoms means no stress. True or false? No symptoms means no stress. Yay. Answer? False. Okay, very good. Okay, so what does that mean? Lots of time people relate symptoms of stress is just through emotion. Or you're sad, or you want to cry, or you're anxious. Okay, you are irritable because of the exams coming, or you lack of confidence because someone rejecting you. Okay, so that, or maybe you are worrying too much. Maybe some people related is to your mind state. how much you worry, how much you are not able to focus, how much you're not able to sleep, so you have lots of nightmares, you can make a decision. Okay, some people relate stress in a bodily, physical presentation. Okay, like you have lots of headache, frequent infection, sometimes you have cough. Okay, sometimes you're fatigue, skin irritation, or you can't breathe. Okay, so that is where some people manifest their stress in different presentation. It can be emotion, it can be through mental state, it can be through bodily physical sensation, or it can be through behavior. Okay, so people who drive very fast, people who drink, people who smoke more, people who shopping more, okay, or accident prone, or always restless, so this is something that also could manifest the stress level that they are having. So just because there's no indicator, there's no physical obvious symptoms that you see from your friend, from your family members, or from you yourself, okay, doesn't mean that you're not stressed. Okay, so that is something that maybe that person always got headache. It is a bodily way of manifestation of stress. But for you, oh, you can't make decision. I don't know what to eat today. I don't know whether I want to go to the workshop or not. I'm not sure if I want to go or to do something this weekend. Okay, so if you're not sure, you're confused, cannot make the decision, could also means you experience some kind of stress in your life. Only girls stress. Okay, I think this is straightforward. This is not something that I got to ask for postgraduate levels. I'm sure that everyone knows that not just girls stress, but also both men and women. Okay, so there are studies that actually compare. I think more than 1,000 participants in this study. Okay, lot of symptoms: anger, fatigue, headache, muscular tension. Okay, that manifest not just for female when they stress, but also experienced by the male participant. Okay, right. So why we're doing the stress management? Because when you learn at least 2 hours of stress management, it can actually cover a lot of cost of stress that we have to be risk for. Okay, so examples that prolonged stress could weaken the immune system, could have increased the risk of disease, heart attack, poor mood, impact memory and thinking, and all those that listed here. Okay, so that is something that even though we just learned 2 hours, but I believe that with the skills that we learned today, there's a lot of things that actually can you handle better after this. Okay, so before it manage you, let's learn stress management. Okay, so let's scan this QR code and answer the question. What is one thing? Let me change the Mentimeter for a while. Otherwise, you won't see the question, right? Okay, what is the one thing that you have tried to reduce stress, but it didn't work? Okay, you've tried this before, but well, I still continue or have difficulty to handle my stress. What was it? What you have tried that makes you are here? Okay. I know you have lots of answers. I know you lots of coping skills, but at least once. Okay. I didn't see any answers yet. Are you able to see my, are you able to scan? I've changed my slide already.
You haven't changed.
No,
Yes.
I changed it. You got it now?
Yes, Prof. Now we can.
Okay, good. Good, thank you. Yay, TikTok. All right. I should also install TikTok, yeah? I don't have any TikTok. Sleep, yay, that's good. You go to biological. It's a biological way of coping is sleep. Very good. Stress relaxing. Oh, okay. New term. Brisk walk. That's good. Talking to close person. That's good. You have a close person that you can confide with. Shopping. Spend more money. Nice. Shopping is not enough, but spend more money is better, yeah. Okay. Eating, gym, sleeping. Sleeping. I hope you're not sleeping now. Sleeping is like currently. Okay, so sleep, yeah, sleep. You just sleep, walking, very good. Talking with loved one. Okay, so for those who don't have loved one, find one. Okay, with family. That's good. I like lots of people do lots of physical activities. Yeah, that is one of the best way of coping. We'll do touch a little bit. Any more? Eat chocolate. Any more? Okay. Some of you answers the impact, yeah, the impact of stress, like fatigue, stress eating. Okay, but no problem. Okay, so let me share it with you, the results here. Okay, so sleep, win. Okay, the champion to cope with stress is sleep. That's good. I like the answer that you're able to sleep, because when you are in the optimum stress, you should be able to sleep at that time. But once you go down to the distress level, okay, so the red one just now, towards the disorder, towards the disease, so that is where the part that you can't sleep anymore. Okay, so that is where good indicator if you want to understand your body. Usually when you want to manage your stress, you sleep. But there is a stage in your life that you cannot sleep and it's hard to sleep. Or if you sleep, you wake up in the middle of the night. Okay, so that means something. So that is something that you can explore for those who answer sleep as the way that you cope with your stress. Okay, now, okay, so let me do this. Hang on, yeah. Okay. I start with this, okay, analyze your mindset, because if you go to any stress management course, not all trainer will cover this. Because of why? This is one of the things that we do officially, clinically, okay, in the clinic setting with our patients. So basically, you don't really need this, okay? A lot of, I believe most of you having a good mental health state, okay? You are healthy mentally. Okay, so you have a natural way to actually to improve or to control your mindset. But for those in disorder, in the disease range, so that is where they have difficulty in terms of their focus, in terms of their mind flexibility. So that is where they have the difficulty to adjust their mindset. Okay, but this is the most important way to manage a person with stress. Okay, so that is where, in order to analyze your mindset, I want you to answer in your mind. Okay, are you worried about other people's thinking? Are you worried about your supervisor, or are you worried about your fiancés thinking about something about you, or are you thinking about your roommates thinking something bad about you? Okay, are you thinking about other people's worry? Okay, yes or no? Okay, so you don't have to answer in chat box, you just answer in your mind. Okay, number 2, are you thinking about what can go wrong, then what can go right? Okay, it is a natural form for a human being, because we are survival being. So we are always want to take some precaution before we fall down. So that is where we will be very careful about what we say. We will be careful about what we do. But if to the extent every single thing that you are thinking about the wrong side before the right side, okay, but what is it that you can do rather than thinking something that you are capable to do? So that is something that you got to analyze or understand the way your thinking style is. Okay, number 3, are you a person who are thinking about why I'm here, why I choose UPM? Okay, what if I never actually enroll in this master's, in this PhD program? Why I know this supervisor? If I don't know her, I won't be able to suffer like this. Okay, Do you have any why that you don't have the answer? Okay, so think about it. Number 4, is there any time that you think that you are stuck in the past life and it is hard for you to move on? Okay, maybe some of you have childhood trauma, maybe you have some bad negative experience in the past, okay, and it is hard for you to not to think about it. Okay, so even though that happened in your country, but even though you are in a different country, but you still have the thoughts, the memories, the experience about that event or that incident, okay? Even though it happened during your school time, but now you are at the last stage of your PhD, you still have the thoughts of that memories, okay? Something that is hard for you to move on. So that is something that think about how your thinking style like, yeah? Number 5, or you kind of person who have no time to think, but you always have something on the go. Like you can't think of what other people's feelings. You don't have the time to think about the consequence. What you want to know is you must achieve something. You must do now. You must got it now. Okay. You must have, always have something in to do next. Okay. So that is something that also could actually lead to some kind of difficulties in terms of cognitive flexibility. So that is where you will go to the rigidity, some rigidity in your life. Okay, so when something happens, so that's why it is hard for you to think straight. Okay, because of this cloudy negativity or perceptions towards life. Okay. Right, so let's go to this concept, yeah? So this is the concept taken from cognitive behavior therapy approach. A lot of time, people thought the event, the situation that happened in our life, say examination. When we have exam, we worry, we're anxious. When we have to attend the interview, we're so panicky, okay? When somebody experience death of a loved one, we feel so sad, depressed, yeah? When someone got promotion, someone having wedding, or even the positive event also could create some kind of emotion. Okay, it can be negative emotion towards the positive event. All right, or you have simple things, just presentation, but it really make you so nervous, so anxious to handle it. Yeah? And what's more, if you are experience fail, financial problems and whatnot, so that create not 100% about your emotion. How do you feel? Okay, this is the common concept of how people believe about how the event lead to the emotion. Okay, the one that we want to understand in order to handle our emotion better, especially the stress level, is yes, the event cannot be escaped. Yeah, we cannot control. Oh, I don't want examination at all in my life. I don't want any interview at all in my life. There is some whenever that we want to achieve something in our life, there are some kind of activities or incident that we have to go through, formality or official procedure that we have to go through. So that is where we want to understand that whatever situation happen, whatever event that happen in our life, be it positive or negative, it create about 20% of our emotion, more or less. Yeah, it's not fixed. Okay, right. But where the other 80% goes is actually to the way how we manage. Okay, so the 3 circle here in the middle is actually the way we manage our emotion. So what's that mean? In this 3 circle, we have biological. So if you are female, I'm a female, okay, I'll be more stressful compared to the male, okay, right? So to the if I about to have menses, okay, so that is where I'm be more sensitive compared to when I'm in a regular condition. Okay, if I'm getting old, okay, all right, so those who are aging, okay, will be more sensitive compared to the young one. All right, so that is a biological. Those who have family history have more affected their emotion compared to those who don't have family with mental illness. Okay, so that is biological, right? Something, the fact that you need to accept who you are, what is your gender, what is your family history and whatnot. Second is the cognitive component. So the way you're thinking, the way your personality, how you build up your personality will lead to how you actually manage your emotion. Okay, and third is behavior, what you do. Okay, so some people, when they want to have presentation, okay, they started to chin down. Okay, they don't want to have eye contact. They bring the paper and they start to shivering, tremors, all that. So that is where the behavior that they couldn't actually manage lead to more negative emotion. Okay, so that is where, or maybe another example, some people who have, whenever that they have negative emotion, what the behavior likes, okay, they drive very fast, they eat a lot, they just sleep. Okay, so that is some kind of behavior could actually lead to more negative emotion compared to those who are able to manage their behavior. So these three components actually contribute 80% compared to the event itself. Okay, so that is something that we must understand how emotion is created. Okay, so this is the complex examples how our thinking will affect our feeling, will affect our behavior. Okay, so you see here, this is the event. One event can create different emotion: anxious, depressed, angry, relaxed. Okay, lecturer informed that university has announced that everyone in UPM has to take psychopharmacology course, and it is compulsory and it is must pass to graduate. Example. Okay, so that's one subject that I took, very difficult, called psychopharmacology, and I want everyone also experience it. Okay, so I make it this rule, so everyone have to take this course. So someone who anxious might be thinking of new course. What if I can't understand? I don't think I can make it. What excuse I want to give? Oh my God, Daila. Okay, and then the behavior, restless, keep calling, keep checking. Okay, because they're anxious. Second one, those who are depressed. What is the thinking like? Okay, oh my God, that's a lot of compulsory subject. I got to take research method, statistic, and more this psychopharmaco. Why I'm so slow? Who want to help me? Why I choose this university? Okay, and started to feel to keep quiet, crying, call here and there, and then leading to depression. Okay, next, angry. Why? Did the lecturer also took that last time? How come he can just simply instruct us to like that? The university never can be the world-class system. What the hell? Okay, so you throw things, you shout. Okay, so that is where you feel, you show that you are so angry about the event. Okay, and the last one, those who are relaxed. What the thoughts like? Wow, new subject. Maybe I can explore, I can ask around, what about it? If it is important, maybe that's something that I can learn from baby step. Yeah, one step at a time. And maybe the lecturer also just they know better, so they wanted to prepare my future career. Okay, so that is where I take one step at a time. I try to process effectively and focus at present. Okay, so that is where you see how the different thoughts affected different way of emotion. Okay, and will affect the way we do our behavior. So that is something that you can decide what you can give instruction to the brain, to your own mind, okay, in order to manage your emotions. So let's have a look at this video. This is actually the summarizations of how flexible is our brain and how instruction to our brain is important in order to manage our stress level. Okay.
Not so long ago, many scientists believed that the brain did not change after childhood, that it was hardwired and fixed by the time we became adults. But recent advances in only the last decade now tell us that this is simply not true. The brain can and does change throughout our lives. It is adaptable, like plastic. Hence, neuroscientists call this neuroplasticity. How does neuroplasticity work? If you think of your brain as a dynamic, connected power grid, there are billions of pathways or roads lighting up every time you think, feel, or do something. Some of these roads are well-travelled. These are our habits, our established ways of thinking, feeling, and doing. Every time we think in a certain way, practice a particular task, or feel a specific emotion, we strengthen this road. It becomes easier for our brains to travel this pathway. Say we think about something differently, learn a new task, or choose a different emotion. We start carving out a new road. If we keep travelling that road, our brains begin to use this pathway more, and this new way of thinking, feeling, or doing becomes second nature. The old pathway gets used less and less and weakens. This process of rewiring your brain by forming new connections and weakening old ones is neuroplasticity in action. The good news is that we all have the ability to learn and change by rewiring our brains. If you have ever changed a bad habit or thought about something differently, you have carved a new pathway in your brain and experienced neuroplasticity firsthand. With repeated and directed attention towards your desired change, you can rewire your brain.
Okay, so we can rewiring our brain. Okay, so it's just that you need to repeat, and repeat. Okay, right. Next is some problems, some stressors are not just related to our thinking style. Yeah, it can also a real problems. It also can be practical problem. Sometimes it come repeatedly in our life. Sometimes that is something that you got to face in your life. Sometimes it can really get you frustrated in your life, especially when something new, something different from your expected. Okay, so that is where we have different skills called problem solving skills. Okay, the one that we do earlier is the mindset analysis, okay, or cognition strategies. Okay, so problem solving skill is to deal with something that is practical. Okay, so we summarize it as the name acronym IDEAL. I is identify the problem, so you must know. First, you must admit that there is a problem. Okay, if you hardly find, I don't know what's my problem. Okay, so that is more difficult. So that's why once you stress, you admit this is the problem that I'm facing. So that would be easier to actually to handle compared to when you don't know what is the problem. Okay, so example, I have weight problem. So I want what? I'm not happy with my marriage. So I want what? My son is stubborn. I want what? Or my supervisor is stubborn. And I want what? Okay, right. So I. Number 2, D, develop ways to solve the problem. So here at the second stage, you brainstorm as much as possible. What are those solutions for that problems? Okay, so the weight issue just now, I want to see dietitian, I want to fasting, I want to skip dinner, I want to drink water, I want to exercise, I want to eat laxative and whatnot. So you just brainstorm. You can brainstorm together with your friend. You can brainstorm with your supervisor. You can brainstorm with your family members. Okay, as much as possible. Be it practical or not, doesn't matter. Just brainstorm. Okay. Next is E. E, evaluate the pros and cons of the choice. Okay, among all the list that you brainstorm, which one that you want to choose? Maybe one or two, and then think about what is it will answer my need, my own self goal? Is it will also improve others? Maybe I don't like it, but at least my partner like it, so I'll consider that. Or how about the cost? It is affordable, so I can bear the cost. Okay, or if it is too expensive, no, I drop this solution, so I want to do something else. And then does it will achieve my goals? Okay, so my goals is to finish my to get that promotion. So that's why I need to lose weight, whatnot. Okay, so that is where you evaluate, you choose one or two. Yeah, if you straightforward, you know from the list that you want to do one particular solution, then it will be easier. But if you have several choices, so that is where you got to weigh the pros and cons of the choices. That fourth is apply or act to implement the strategies. So from the one that you choose to consider to become the solution of the problems, you prepare. Who want to involve? If you choose, say, just now is a brisk walk, you want to do exercise, okay? So who will accompany? Is there anyone? When you want to start to do brisk walk, okay? What you have to do in order to brisk walk? What is it that you want to wear? Okay, where you want to do brisk walk? Okay, and how you want to do the brisk walk? Is it after class? Is it just at home? Okay, so that is where you try to plan what is the strategies that you want to solve the problem. Okay, and last one is let's review. Once you learn the results, are you happy? If you're happy, you move on. That means you don't have any more problems. It's just a matter of to reduce the weight some more. Okay, but if you think that I don't actually have time to walk, or maybe you have other problems now, okay, if you're satisfied, then that's fine. If you think that, oh, come on, this is a bad choice because it's raining, because of the the weight is still, difficult to walk, okay, it doesn't improve, it get worse, or maybe I have to try another solution. So that is where the concept of problem solving, there's no problem cannot be solved. It's just that you got to try back to the brainstorm stage and choose another solution. Okay, so that's ideal is for practical problems, not related to the mindset just now. Okay. So next is decision-making skill. So this is the skill if you confuse about 2 or more choices in your life, okay? And it is so chronic, you have long time to actually to solve that problem. You know that's become problematic in your study, in your life, okay? And it needs practical decision. It can be financial problem, it can be marriage problem, it can be housemate problem, it can be life-death problem. So what you have to do, you do this 4 column, advantages of choosing or not choosing, advantages of changing or not changing, okay, the housemate, the cost, the supervisor, okay, so you can decide what is the term that you want to do, either changing, choosing, okay, or the verbs usually, okay. All right, first you got to do advantages of changing the course, disadvantage of changing the course, okay? Advantages of not changing the course, and what is the disadvantage of not changing? What is the benefit you get from if you don't change your course and continue suffering? Okay, so that is where the decision skill that you got to do. Basically, if you just keep brainstorm in your mind, sometimes you get confused. So by you doing this activities, so you'll be able to decide on your own, okay, what is actually your best decision to solve the problem. Next is, once you know, oh, okay, so there's lots of disadvantage if I continue having this supervisor or continue this program or this title. Okay, so that is where, if you have to continue because your sponsor said, no, you have to do something related to AI, you have to do something related to cybersecurity because it's urgent, is a needed now. Okay, so that is where you got to reflect your SWOT. SWOT means strength. What is your strength? Okay, my English is good. My data analysis is good. My statistics is good. My English is so-so, so maybe I can get help from Prof, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that is where you acknowledge what is your strength, what is your weaknesses, what is opportunities that you can actually utilize, maybe from your supervisor, maybe from AI, maybe from your friends, maybe from the workshop, okay? And then what is actually threatening your problems now? The thing is, I cannot, financial problems. The thing is, I cannot extend my semesters anymore. Okay, so that is something that you got to consider by using SWOT analysis in order to solve your problem. Next is time management. Okay, so then only we focus on the time management. So what is it that you got to do in order to have a better time management? Because PhD, masters, yeah, is basically about how you manage your time, how you organize your thoughts, okay, and how you actually apply it in your activities. Okay, so that is where you got to make sure what is urgent, what is important that you have to do, what is not urgent but is important, what is not important but then it is urgent, and what is not urgent, not important, but you have to do. Okay, so that is where you prioritize what is urgent and important first. Oh, the urgent and important is, I think, GS11. I know the deadline is over, but then we just give example. The urgent important now is GS11 because it's due today. Okay, so you forget about you want to wash your clothes, you forget for a while about you want to do this and that because this is urgent and important because the deadline is today. Okay, second is you do what is not important to you, but maybe it is urgent for other people. Then only you think about, okay, I need to show this to my supervisor because my supervisor need to send it to the organizer conference, blah, blah, blah. So that is where it is not important for me because I published 5 papers already, but it's just for my supervisor. She want to have promotion, blah, blah, blah. So I do this. This is not important, but this is urgent for somebody else. So that you do this, number 2. Number 3, what is not urgent, but it's important. You know that it is not urgent. There's no deadline. There's no coming up. There's no pressure in terms of deadline, but you know this is important for you. Okay, this is what the prayers, the your food. Okay, so maybe it's not urgent because we have meal time. we have prayers time. So it's not urgent now here and at present. Yeah. So it is there is a time for that. So maybe you can do something else, number 1, number 2 first. Then when there is a time come, okay, so that is where you can do, because this is important for my religion. This is important for my physical health. This is important for my relationship. Okay, so that is where not urgent, important, because this is related to your anniversary, your birthday celebration and whatnot. So number 3. Number 4, not urgent, not important, but you have to do. Yeah, maybe you want to wash your clothes, maybe you want to wash your shoes, maybe you want to pay bills, things like that. Okay, so you decide, because your 1, 2, 3, 4 is all defined by yourself. Okay, right. So how? We just imagine you are, we entertain those who are in the first semester, first year, yeah, because they are new here. Okay, so 25, you started. Okay, so you have maybe 3 years. Okay, if some of you are lucky, you got scholarship for 4 years. So you foresee yourself that you want to finish by 3 years, by 2 years for masters. Okay, or by 1 year and a half if you do some coursework masters. Okay, so by this year, I need to arrange my academic journey, and then you Zoom. In this 2025, I have 1 year, usually you have 2 semesters. When is your GS11? When is your exam? When is your proposal defense? When is your CE? When is your, what else? Courses, classes, yeah. When is it that you have to renew your visa? When is it that you have to renew your car license, your birthday celebration, your wife, your anniversary and whatnot, your moms, to call your moms to remind this and that. So you jot down the important dates that you make sure that you don't miss. Okay, so you make it clear in 1 year, this is the goals. The must thing that I usually put in my diary is the first thing that of the year that I will do is when is the salary. Okay, so to motivate me. Okay, when I go down, oh, I know next 2 days is my salary. Okay, so that is where I will cross all the salary date. Okay, so that is where I will do something to celebrate, small celebration on the effort of what I do in that particular month. Okay, so your choice, how you want to plan for it. Okay, next, you Zoom for by month. Okay, so this is the month of February 2025. We are at 7th, okay, 7th February. So how you want to handle your weekly activities, okay, over the weekends, over the weekdays, towards the end. Okay, what is it going to do? So you foresee yourself how you're going to live life in this 1 month. Okay, so that is where the time come very fast, because towards the end I got to submit this, because early of the month, next month, my supervisor already won chapter 2. Okay, so that is where everything, it is urgent, important, and then which one that is not urgent, not important. So that is where you arrange it in that month. Okay, so sometimes you must prepare as well. What is the nuts just now? The unpredictable. Okay, sometimes everything was okay, but your roommate's accident. You have to take care of him. Maybe you have to bring to the hospital. Something happened in the home country. So that is where something that, yes, I know the unpredictable things can happen anywhere, anytime. Okay, so but most important, I know I complete this on time. So there's something that you know how to juggle your time in order to make sure that if in case something happen, I know this is already up to date, up to the one that I plan, and then I can always update my supervisors and whatnot. Okay. Next, weekly planner. So in a week, just now you see 1 month, now weekly. So in a week, what is it that I want to achieve in this particular week? Okay, and how you want to make it better for the next couple of weeks and next week. So I have better week compared to last week. Okay, so that is where when you can make it clear. Okay, I'm so busy because I have deadline this and that. Okay, I know because I have to buy this and that towards over the weekend. So you know your priorities, you take note whatever hiccups. So that is where you can juggle your weekly, okay, monthly, and then yearly. So that is where you need to make sure that your 24 hours is organized. Okay, it won't be perfect, because sometimes some hiccups happen, okay, some delays happen, some unpredictable happens. So that is where most important you have the plan, and you can always prepare plan B, plan C, plan D. Okay, so this is example. If you're alone, and you forget about the other 3 columns, you are lucky. But if you are fortunate, okay, so you can have child number 1, child number 2, child number 3, or maybe you are considering your friends as well in your daily activities. So that is something that you can schedule it well. So foresee yourself that, okay, by 9 to 11, don't disturb me because I want to finish my research objective. 3 hours take the research objective. Okay, so very smart. If you want to, okay, 5 to 9, 4 hours. Okay, I just want to do conclusion of my thesis. I'm sending soon. So that is where you make sure you plan whenever that is urgent. You plan it in a short while. So that is save a lot of time before you procrastinate or delay and whatnot. Okay. Right, so that is where once you get it handy, once you are used to this planning or time management, good time management, so that is where you can do just to-do list. You know what is it that you want to do. You know what is it that that is in your checklist daily. Okay, so you don't really need to rely on your planner all the time. Okay, because you already know how occupied you are daily, weekly, monthly. Okay, so it become handy, and then you just need a simple to-do list using phone, using papers and whatnot. Okay. Right, so basically the tip is whenever that you hit into procrastination, okay, you tend to delay, you cannot do as what you plan. So that is where chase for the deadline. What is the activities that have deadline? Okay, you can start early. So if in case something happen, so you don't actually end up procrastination. Okay, so do educate time tasks. Okay, so that is where avoid last minute job. Be aware of your negativity of thoughts, okay, and emotion. All right, and minimize all the interruption. You know what interrupts you. Okay, some people child, some people TikTok, some people the voice of the supervisor. Okay, so you know, and then you limit yourself, and then you in control of yourself. Okay, and get yourself organized. Okay, where's your desk? What is your stationery? What is your paperwork? Where is your where do you have to charge your phone, your laptop, and whatnot? Where's your keys? Where's your kids as well? Yeah? Sometimes you don't know where to organize your kids whenever that you want to focus on something. So that is where you delegate whenever that you are overwhelmed. Okay, before your outburst. So that is where you delegate to partners, to roommates, to friends, to family members, and it always good to have people around us in order to seek help. So we don't do this alone. So remind yourself, what is your short-term goals? If you can't meet, so if you miss the deadline, the long-term goals, it's okay. Focus on the short-term goals. At least my kids are safe. At least chapter 1 gone. At least, my supervisor, taking leave so I can have more time to do the correction and whatnot. Okay, so always have short-term goals and also long-term goals. When you're okay, when you're healthy, you can prepare the long-term goals, but when not okay, you can always shorten the goals and then just focus at that particular week, days, or time. Okay. Right, we have 15 minutes. Okay, I have quite more slides to go. Okay, this is go towards biological, biological management of stress. If you have done the time management skills, if you've done the problem solving skills, decision making skills, the mindset analysis skills, okay, that is more external way of dealing with your stress or the problematic practical problems. Now we want to understand that all that come from our brain, from our inside internal body. So that is where one of the most important skill that we need to do is to correct or to slow down our breathing cycle. Remember, I checked your breathing cycle just now. If you can use watch, okay, just in 1 minute, you try to make sure that you can slow down your breathing cycle from 17, okay, to 15, okay, and then get the range in 1 minute and couple of minutes, okay. So that is where you can monitor your own breathing cycle. So that is where you can be in control, okay. But if you are about towards doing presentation, exam, it is normal. It's a natural body reaction that your breathing will be a bit faster, but most important for you just to watch it, and then able to stay calm rather than thinking, oh, what happened? And why I'm like this? Am I so stressed? Am I get panic? Okay, rather than putting all the negative thoughts about yourself just now, slow down. It will be okay. It will be naturally, biologically, it will go down. Okay, because the role of parasympathetic nervous system and will slowly slow down your breathing cycles and also your nervousness. Okay, right. So basically, remember, slow down your breathing. Okay, when you want to have more relaxed, that is where you do deep breathing. Deep breathing means you inhale in a count of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you exhale through your mouth longer than you inhale. Okay, so the concept of deep breathing is to make sure that the oxygen level goes to the brain and then pumping it to more to the heart, so you have more oxygen there. So the oxygen, the heart is not doing lots of work when you have enough oxygen through the brain and to the heart. Okay, so do it twice a day. Okay, if you can remember, but once a day also is good. Anytime that you feel a bit overwhelmed, a bit stressful, take a deep breath in a count of 4 and exhale through 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 through mouth. Okay, all right. I really want to do this exercise, but it takes some time. So that's why I have to cover other stuff. Okay, so I hope that you can learn that. Okay, next is progressive muscle relaxation. This is all related to improve the oxygen level in our brain. So that is where we work through muscle. Movement in muscle, okay, there's movement in your body physically, there will be movement in brain. Okay, so our brain is consists of muscles. Okay, so that is where the thing is we cannot make it our brain, we cannot shake our brain, right? So that is where through body physical muscles, that is where we can actually make our muscle brain also work. Okay, so what you got to do is in a count of 10, okay, so squeeze your hand, squeeze harder. Okay, squeeze your hands like you want to squeeze lemon. Okay, right, squeeze 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Okay, all right, so that is where the concept of bringing up the oxygen to the blood vessels. So that is where you feel a bit calmer, a bit relaxed to control your emotion. Second, okay, you bring up your shoulder to your ear, so like a turtle that you want to hide your head. Okay, right, up to the ears. Okay, ready, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, all right, so you can feel the sensation of relaxation once you relieve. Okay, that one. Okay, stretching. So you just you think about when's the last time that you're stretching your body? Yeah, sometimes when you're so stressed, you want to do your assignment, your thesis, yeah, you don't even have time to stretching your body. So make it your hands straight, okay, like a giraffe here, and the legs straight. Okay, you can stand up if you want to do this exercise. Okay, we just do quick one. Okay, so stretching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so once a day or in a week, you can do 3 times progressive muscle relaxation. It will be good. Yeah, that's why it is lots of benefits for the Muslim when they do all these prayers properly. So that is where you got all the benefits of PMR as well. Okay, so so because of the time is just next 10 minutes, I think we can I can share you the videos. Later you can have the slides so that you can watch yourself. Okay, I skip this grounding technique. Okay, most important in order to improve the biological, remember the three component, biological, cognitive, behavioral. So the biological, eat right to manage stress. Okay, so if you have the tendency, eat chocolate just now, eat ice cream, okay, go for carbs so that you have the tendency to make you more distressed compared to when you eat right. Eat right means whenever that you stress, you eat food for brain. So what is a food for brain? It's a fruit and veggies, it's a protein, it's a omega, and it's water. Those who dehydrate have more negative emotion, have more stress compared to those who have enough water or hydrate themselves. Okay, so whenever that you feel not comfortable, drink water. Whenever that you feel uneasy, drink water. Whenever that you feel nervous, drink water. Okay, and also have a balanced diet. Okay, so that is where your body can think straight when you have a good balanced diet in your brain as well. Okay, next, water. I mentioned just now, if you have difficulty to drink enough 8 glasses of water, that this is how you organize it. Okay, so that is where you can see it later. And next is movement. Whenever that you stress, irritable, you move. Yeah, if you do football, Zumba, brisk walk, okay, hiking is a bonus. Okay, at least as simple as walk or do some kind of movement, it will help your stress level to go down. Okay, so I repeat, yeah. So whenever that you stress, whenever that you feel angry, whenever that you feel irritable, do some kind of movement. If you do more, the benefits is yours. Okay, and then sleep. Okay, the big answer just now is sleep. Very good. If you had difficulties, okay, so this is a sleep hygiene that you can read later in order to improve your sleep hygiene or sleep pattern. Okay. Right, next is doing distraction. Okay, sometimes we are human beings. Sometimes we don't have the ability to actually to do things. So that is where we can do some kind of distraction that could be helpful as well. Okay, so this is an example for behavioral distraction, and this is a mental distraction. Okay, so let's have this case as the last exercise before I entertain questions from all of you. Okay, so let's read together. Zainal, not real name, but real case. Second year, PhD in electrical engineering, busy, active student. Okay, one of the student rep. Failed his proposal seminar, proposal defense. No communication with supervisor, friends or family members, couldn't accept that he failed, claimed that he had done a lot, okay, on top of his busy as student rep, he's still be able to actually to focus on the studies. That's why he couldn't accept that he failed, and he just kept himself in a room. Okay. If you are the Arif Zainal, from the activity skills that we learned just now, okay, right from breathing, sleep, eat right, good healthy mindset, problem solving, decision making, which skills that you want to propose to Arif? Okay, you can answer in the chat box. Okay, yoga. Let him discuss with the counselors at the faculty. What else? Apply all counseling. Okay. Okay, refer to counselors. Very good. Very good, friends. What else? Any other suggestion that you want to, if Arif is your friend, okay, communicate with person who he trusted most. Okay. Very good. Okay, so you can see at least talking to someone, seek help is very important for you to do whenever that you are in this condition. Very good. Any more? At least one more? Should go for counseling and also discuss with good friend. Yeah, at least one person know is a big enough already. Very good. It'd be good if Arif see you who got the benefits from stress management workshop, okay, take him to cafe and don't talk about the problem at least 1 hour. Thank you, Nurbani, very good friend of you. But unfortunately, Arif didn't see you earlier, so he chose to overdose and found that. Okay, so that is why we are having this stress management, and I don't want to this happen again in our universities in Malaysia and anywhere in the world. Okay, so that is where be a good friend, and if in case that we are the one who having the stress, okay, seek help. Okay, right. So it's good always to learn to say no. Okay, so this is one of the things that could actually Arif learn. If he can say no, he's not so burdened with all those responsibilities. Spend network, kawan, kawan, kawan. Okay, have a friend, at least one. Okay, when we are aging, yes, we definitely don't really have a lot of friends, yeah, but quality good friends is a good enough, yeah. So have a good mantra. The best mantra, the one that I prove works in my PhD thesis, is I don't like it. So you acknowledge that you don't like it. You acknowledge that feelings, but it is okay. So once you know, hey, it is okay because I can cope with it. So the moment you don't know how to cope, but at least you tell your brain that you want to cope with it, usually it will create the good endorphin, okay, good neurotransmitters, healthy hormones in order to cope with that condition. Okay, so I have one more video, but you can always watch it later. Just some kind of motivational words to enjoy your academic journey. Okay, so what we do today basically is to summarize, give some skills in terms of biological management of stress, some psychological, social, and the one that I ask you, the questions of why, the answer is actually all related to your spiritual strength coping mechanism. Okay, all right, so remember, take one step at a time. If you can't fulfill all the 4 circle of managing your stress, take one step at a time to try out, and until you are able to complete your study and excel in your life. Okay, so if in case that this is something that relevant to you or to your friends, you can always get the referral from PKU, our University Healthcare Center, and then, or you can go to the family medicine at the Hospital Sultan Abdul Aziz Shah, our own hospital UPM, or you can get from the private GP or primary care clinic, Klinik Kesihatan, and then they can refer to the psychiatric clinic. You bring the referral form. The option of treatment is either medication, psychotherapy. The best therapy for dealing with emotional issues, depression, anxiety is called CBT, cognitive behavior therapy. Or if it is not too severe, maybe you will be offered for counseling, okay? Or if you think that there is a complementary or alternative treatment will be good, okay, at your place, at your country, or anyone, it is reliable, okay? It is very important and encouraged to seek help. Okay, so you can also do self-test. The breathing cycles just now is not enough. Okay, if you doubt, you can do your own self-test, but not self-diagnosis. Okay, there are 3-4 tests there that you can fill up related to depression, anxiety, and mental health. Okay, and if that turn out to be alarming or something that is important for you to understand further, so that is where you can do the referral procedure that I mentioned earlier. Okay, so that's recap that we learn what is stress, what made me stress, how do I respond to stress, and how I manage my stress in different way after this. Okay, with that, thank you very much, and I hope that I will see you in the convocation and time during your graduation. Thank you very much, and happy to entertain any question from the floors. Or back to you, Arif.
Thank you so much, Professor Hajah, Dr. Firdaus Mukhtar. Everyone, for the participant, I paste again the attendance confirmation, also the
Arif, you muted. Can't hear you.
oh, sorry. Thank you, Prof. So any question may check in the may put in the chat box, and also I resend the attendance confirmation, also the evaluation form for you, all the participants to fill up for your e-certificate for this seminar? There's
Yeah,
one question, Prof, in
yeah,
the
that's one
chat
question.
box.
Okay, thank you, Michelle, for the question. Yes, very important. When someone procrastinate means you cancel the activities and then you delay your plan, your work, okay, that you're supposed to do. That is actually behavior. So behavior is the procrastination. What is the emotion related to? It can be stress, it can be other negative emotion. It can be depression, it can be anxiety, it can be anger, it can be confusion, it can be trauma. Okay, so there's lots of other emotion that leads to procrastination, and it can be a positive emotion as well. For instance, there is a term of bipolar. Bipolar is a dual elevated mood, high mood, either depression or manic. So these people, they don't have stress, but then they procrastinate, they have some delay in their activities, okay, because they are too high, they are too happy, okay, so that is where they have difficulty to complete the task, okay. So not just stress that lead to procrastination, it can be other emotion as well. Thank you, Gladys Abel. It's hard to read your first surname. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. If in case there are any question that you have, feel free to email me and you will get my slides. So feel free to email in case any of questions. Okay, Tafia, I sometimes list out my worries to ChatGPT and it helped me organize my mind. I know ChatGPT is never a substitute to a therapist. Very good. I'm not treating it as such, but I wonder if it is good enough method. Very good. Okay, especially it's good to have to learn how to validate. Okay, so most ChatGPT answers is validating your emotion. Okay, so ChatGPT is designed to be at the wise mind. Wise mind means the realistic thinking, balanced thinking, rational thinking. Okay, so ChatGPT is not emotional. ChatGPT is not too logic. Okay, so ChatGPT is created be in the middle. So that's why when you express your emotion, okay, a lot of time ChatGPT will validate your emotion, and then good that you can also have some kind of coping skills or direction what to do, okay, from the suggestion of ChatGPT. Okay, but to replace, as you know enough just now, it won't replace the therapies or the therapeutic effectiveness. So if in case it doesn't help, so that is where you could actually seek help with the professionals rather than rely on the ChatGPT. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so, okay, very good. Thank you, Atafia. Thank you, Abdul Kadir. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we can end today's session. Arif, thank you for this.
As a host for our seminar today, we come to the end of the seminar on stress management, and we from SGS also would like to extend our sincere appreciation for our speaker today, Professor Firdaus Mukhtar, for sharing such valuable insight and practical strategies on how we handle our stress or managing our stress. The expertise and also the experience has given us a deeper understanding on how manage stress effectively and improve our well-being, especially for our student, postgraduate student. To all the participants, thank you for being part of this session. We hope you guys gain useful knowledge and you may apply throughout your studies. And take care, stay mindful, and we look forward to seeing you in our future Putra Sarjana program. Thank you, Prof. Oh, before we left, Prof, can we have a quick picture session with our participant? For all the participants, may we open your camera?
Sure.
Okay. First page, 1, 2, 3. We have what page? Oh, we have 3 page. Another page, second page, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, another one. The last page. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. That's all, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Thank you all the participants for today.
Thank you,
Have a nice
Prof.
day.
Assalamualaikum.
Selamat.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Putra Sarjana.
Thank you, Prof.